Nigri ni Mwanzo. Gold is the beginning. In the name of she, capital S, capital H, capital I, who man Adam called son, S-U-N, mother nature, mother earth. In the name of the true begotten son, Matthew 1:23, Emmanuel, I am Emmanuel, whose name means go with us. In the name of the true motherland, Nigritia, Nigoria, which means land of the gods. Kiswahili, Tower of Babel, Kunta Kinte, man's first tongue. Amani Kutoko, you peace from above. How y'all doing? The Book of Life. Kidi Buja Uzima. Reading from the New Testament of Emmanuel. Agano. Jipya. Ya. Emmanuel. Luke chapter 22. Now the feast of unleavened bread drew near, which is called Passover. And the chief priests and the scribes sought how they might kill him, for they feared the people. Then Satan entered Judas, surnamed Iscariot, who was numbered among the 12. So he went his way and conferred with the chief priests and captains how he might betray him to them. And they were glad and agreed to give him money. So he promised and sought opportunities to betray him to them in the absence of the multitude. Then came the day of unleavened bread, when the Passover must be killed. And he sent Peter and John, saying, Go and prepare the Passover for us, that we may eat. And they said to him, Where do you want us to prepare? And he said to them, Behold, when you have entered the city, a man will meet you carrying a pitcher of water. Follow him into the house which he enters. Then you shall say to the master of the house, The teacher says to you, Where is the guest room where I may eat the Passover with my disciples? Then he will show you a large, furnished upper room. There make ready. So they went and found it just as he had said to them, and they prepared the Passover. When the hour had come, he sat down, and the 12 disciples with him. Then he said to them, With fervent desire I have desired to eat this Passover with you before I suffer. For I say to you, I will no longer eat of it until it is fulfilled in the kingdom of God. Then he took the cup and gave thanks and said, Take this and divide it amongst yourselves. For I say to you, I will not drink of the fruit of the vine until the kingdom of God comes. And he took bread, gave thanks, and broke it, and gave it to them, saying, This is my body, which is given for you. Do this in remembrance of me. Likewise, he also took the cup after supper, saying, This cup is the new covenant in my blood, which is shed for you. But behold, the hand of my betrayer is with me on the table. And truly, the Son of Man goes as it has been determined. But woe to that man by whom he is betrayed. Then they began to question among themselves which of them it was who would do this thing. Now there was also a dispute among them as to which of them should be considered the greatest. And he said to them, The kings of the Gentiles exercise lordship over them, and those who exercise authority over them are called benefactors. But not so among you. On the contrary, he who is greatest among you, let him be as the younger, and he who governs as he who serves. For who is greater, he who sits at the table or he who serves? Is it not he who sits at the table? Yet I am among you as the one who serves. But you are those who have continued with me in my trials, and I bestow upon you a kingdom just as my Father bestowed upon one. Excuse me. And I bestow upon you a kingdom just as my Father bestowed one upon me, that you may eat and drink at my table in my kingdom and sit on thrones judging the 12 families of Israel. And the teacher said, Simon, Simon, indeed, Satan has asked for you that he may sift you as wheat. But I pray for you that your faith should not fail, and when you have returned to me, strengthen your brethren. But he said to him, Teacher, I am ready to go with you both to prison and to death. Then he said, I tell you, Peter, the rooster shall not crow this day before you will deny 3 times that you know me. And he said to them, When I sent you without money bag, knapsack, and sandals, did you lack anything? So they said, Nothing. Then he said to them, But now he who has a money bag, let him take it, and likewise a knapsack. And he who has no sword, let him sell his garment and buy one. For I say to you that this which is written must still be accomplished in me. And he was numbered with the transgressors, for the things concerning me have an end. So they said, Teacher, look, here are 2 swords. And he said to them, It is enough. Coming out, he went to the Mount of Olives, as he was accustomed, and his disciples also followed him. When he came to the place, he said to them, Pray that you may not enter into temptation. And he was withdrawn from them about a stone's throw, and he looked up and prayed, saying, Father, if it is your will, take this cup away from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but yours be done. Let me say it again. Verse 42, chapter 22. Father, if it is your will, take this cup away from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but yours be done. Letting y'all know I am mortal man, but thy will be done first and foremost. Then an angel appeared to him from heaven, strengthening him. And being in agony, he prayed more earnestly that his sweat became like great drops of blood falling down to the ground. When he rose up, when when he finished his prayer and had come to his disciples, he found them sleeping from sorrow. Then he said to them, Why do you sleep? Rise and pray, lest you enter into temptation. And while he was still speaking, behold, a multitude, and he was called Judas, one of the 12, went before them and drew near to Imanuel to kiss him. But Imanuel said to him, Judas, are you betraying the Son of Man with a kiss? When those around him saw what was going to happen, they said to him, Teacher, shall we strike with the sword? And one of them struck the servant of the high priest and cut off his right ear. But Emmanuel answered and said, Permit even this. And he touched his ear and healed him. Then Emmanuel said to the chief priests, captains of the temple, and the elders who had come to him, Have you come out as against a robber with swords and clubs? While I was with you daily in the temple, you did not try to seize me, but this is your house and the power of darkness. Having arrested him, they led him and brought him into the high priest's house, but Peter followed at a distance. Now, when they had kindled a fire in the midst of the courtyard and sat down together, Peter sat among them, and a certain servant girl, seeing him as he sat by the fire, looked intently at him and said, This man was also with him. But he denied him, saying, Woman, I do not know him. And after a little while, another saw him and said, You also are of them. But Peter said, Man, I am not. Then, after about an hour had passed, another confidently affirmed, saying, Surely this fellow who was with him, for he is a Galilean. But Peter said, Man, I do not know what you are saying. Immediately, while he was still speaking, the rooster crowed. And the teacher turned and looked at Peter. No, he didn't. Excuse me. No, he didn't. But Peter said, Man, I do not know what you are saying. Immediately, while he was still speaking, the rooster crowed. Then Peter remembered the word of the teacher, how he had said to him, Before the rooster crows, you will deny me 3 times. So Peter went out and wept bitterly. Now the men who had held Emmanuel mocked him and beat him. And having blindfolded him, they struck him on the face and asked him, saying, Prophecy, who is the one who struck you? And many other things they blasphemously spoke against him. As soon as it was day, the elders of the people, both chief priests and scribes, came together and led him into their council, saying, If you are the teacher, tell us. But he said to them, If I tell you, will by no means believe. And if I ask you, you will by no means answer me or let me go. Hereafter, the Son of Man will sit on the right hand of the power of God. Then they said, Are you then the Son of God? So he said to them, You rightly say that I am. And they said, What further testimony do we need? For we have heard it ourselves from his own mouth. But they heard what they wanted to hear. Because he said, verse Luke 22, verse 69, hereafter the Son of Man will sit on the right hand of the power of God. He spoke and said who he was. He spoke and he said, the Son of Man. They spoke and asked him, are you then the Son of God? And he said, you rightly say that I am. Excuse me. I tell y'all time and time again, go say, pay attention to what you say. Watch, listen to what people say out their mouth. Not one time did he say he was the Son of God. He said, before they asked him, he said, Son of Man. Son of Man. Verse chapter 22. Son of Man. Chapter 22, verse 22. And truly, the Son of Man. Verse 22. Son of Man. Verse 48. Son of Man. And then verse 69. Son of Man. All these times, ain't man time that he said, I am Son of God. Son of Man, Son of Man, Son of Man. They said he was the Son of God. He did not say he was the Son of God. He said, y'all say what y'all say is rightly so. For he is the Son of God, but he's not the Son of God. I am the Son of God, but I'm not the Son of God. One more time. Just like he said, verse 70. Verse 69, hereafter the Son of Man will sit on the right hand of the power of God. Then turn right around, verse 70. Then they said, are you then the Son of God? That's not what he said. But since y'all want to say I'm the Son of God, which I am the Son of God, but I'm not the Son of God, but I am the Son of God. So he said to them, you rightly say that I am. You rightly say that I am. I still did not declare myself Son of God. You say I'm the Son of God. I am the Son of God, but I am not the Son of God. For the Son of God is my forefather, Adam, and I am the Son of Man. That's why I was placed directly into the womb so that I represent first man. You want to know what first man looks like? See Imanuel, feet of polished golden, head of wolf lamb. Lets you know Adam, jet black, beautiful black with an afro. One more time, the Son of Man. Now y'all can keep on believing in that if you want to. Just like verse 3. Then Satan entered Judas. One more time. Then Satan entered Judas. Look at that. Did you ever notice every time they say Satan, it's always with a capital S? But when they show the devil, it's a baby D. When they show demons, baby D. All that other stuff, baby letters. Exactly. My forefathers wrote, I, through grace of gold, can read what they wrote. I, by the grace of gold, am able to readjust where it needs to be readjusted. The most important aspect of 22 is verse 42. Father, if it is your will, take this cup away from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but yours. be done. One more time. And being in agony, knowing what's getting ready to happen, and knowing that he don't want it to happen, but he has no choice. Being in agony, mortal man, he is not gold. He is a gold. I am not gold. I am a gold. One more time. Being directly connected to goals means I am a goal. Being directly connected to goals means I am mortal man. One more time. I'm a mortal man. I'm sitting here representing he who created me. To y'all. So that y'all can start understanding one more time. When you read, the first thing it starts off with, the very first thing it starts off with is what? Teacher. Luke 22, verse 11. The teacher says to you. The teacher says to you. And then all through here, it starts talking about the Lord this, and like 31. And the Lord said no. And the teacher said. And the teacher said. He is a teacher. I will not put other titles on him so that you are confused. That's what the whole thing is about when you're reading the Bible. See, when you're reading the Bible, he's a teacher. It tells you the truth. Verse 11, the teacher says. Then when you get over here, then it's the Lord. And the Lord said, no. The teacher said, he doesn't change who he is. They are the ones who into that Lord stuff. Then let me see. For they do lordly things and stuff like that. Where did I see that at? I seen these people who likes to do lordly things. Here we go. Verse 25. The kings of the Gentiles exercise lordship over them. The kings of the Gentiles exercise lordship over them. Imanuel is not a lord. He's not a master. He's not a king. He is the ultimate teacher. One more time. He is the ultimate teacher for this whole wide world, as they steady try to say that let me see, where's that at? Where is it at? Where is it at? Oh man. Here it is. Luke 24:6-7. No, I ain't gonna. No. To Luke 24:6-7. He is not here. He is risen. Remember how he told you while he was still with you in Galilee, the Son of Man must be delivered over to the hands of sinners, be crucified, and on the third day be raised again. One more time. The Son of Man. Luke 24:6-7. Acts 3:15. You killed the author of life, but God raised him from the dead. Let me say it again. Acts 3:15. You killed the author of life, but God raised him from the dead. Do you understand what that said? The author of life, the teacher. He was teaching people, and he continues to teach people, those who seeketh truth. One more time. Not my truth. Go to God's truth. One more time. Keep in mind that if you are directly connected to go to God's, time to start paying attention to the signs. And the signs say, Imanuel was a mortal man, first and foremost. He was and is the Son of Man, as he proclaims over and over continuously, I am the Son of Man. Remember now, not my will, not your will, not his will. Go to God's will first and foremost. Every day that I rise, he let me know. Got some more things for you to do. And I saw this summer. Thank you very much to God for continuously finding me worthy as I rise to proclaim in the name of his begotten Son, Matthew 1:23. I Imanuel, Imanuel, whose name means go with us. My big brother Emmanuel, whose name means go with me. Ni Mwanzo. Woe is the beginning. In the name of she, capital S, capital H, capital I, who man Adam called son, S-U-N. Mother Nature, Mother Earth. In the name of the true begotten Son, Emmanuel, Matthew 1:23, I Imanuel, whose name means go with us. Ki Swahili, Kunta Kinte, Nigritia, Nigeria, which is before Toby, Africa. For no man conquers a man and leaves the name the same. Armani Kutoka, you peace from above. Trip C's, cool, calm, collected, www, whole wide world. In the name of Emmanuel, to break the spell, blacks men in. Emmanuel, to break the spell, blacks black men in. Emmanuel, to break the spell that blacks black men in.